Hey, good morning, guys. My name is Richard Mugica, and I am the founder of the Onward Men Podcast, a podcast built specifically for high-performance men that want to grow in income and impact and fulfill your God-given purpose to dominate your mission. And I am all about the 5 M's of manhood, which are muscles, money, mission, marriage, and of course, mindset. And I believe, guys, that if you can get all 5 of those areas of your life down, then congratulations, I call you a high performance man. And today, gentlemen, is Marriage Wednesday, relationship advice for men. And I always take my own advice. I love sharing these podcasts with you guys because as I take in content, as I continually grow, and then I share with you, it ingrains it into my head even more. And I become a better man. And hopefully you are becoming a better man each and every day. And that is my prayer for you. And today, guys, on Marriage Wednesday, I'm talking about how to argue in your marriage, how to argue in your relationships. Because far too often what happens in arguments, guys, is we have two people that get emotional in an emotional state, and they're reacting to each other. Nothing gets done, nobody wins, and the pattern repeats itself over and over and over. And today I want to try to put an end to that. I want to try to get through your head, gentlemen, that in an argument, realize in every interaction that you have with your spouse, and this is huge, and I want you to get this, in every single interaction that you have with your spouse or your significant other, it is either a loving response or a cry for help. Let me repeat that. In every interaction that you have with your spouse, it is either a loving response or a cry for help. Because when your spouse comes to you and says, hey, babes, I don't like how you did that. I think you did X, Y, and Z, and I don't appreciate that. And she starts getting emotional. All that is, guys, it's a cry for help. It's a cry to say, hey, do you hear me? Do you understand me? Do you know where I'm coming from? She doesn't need to hear your solutions. She doesn't need to hear your back talk. She doesn't hear your crap. All she wants to know, gentlemen, is do you hear me? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Do you feel my frustration? Do you understand my perception of my reality right now? It's a cry for help. It's a cry for help. She's not coming against you. It's just a cry for help. That's every argument. And once you realize that it's a cry for help, then you realize that your job in that moment is not to argue, is not to get defensive, but is to help, is to understand, and then maybe provide some clarity on how you can be better, right? Which leads me to point number 2, is that if you want to have a more successful marriage, and if you want to be more of a man in your household, then you need to start taking ownership of the problems. Take ownership of the problems. Don't pawn your problems off to other people. Don't say, oh, my spouse is yada, 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 yada. She doesn't understand. She just never gets it. I'm stressed out at work. I try to bring home money. I'm working so many hours. Nobody cares, guys. Nobody cares. Okay? And I don't mean this to be offensive, and I don't want to try to be mean, but just realize, gentlemen, that you need to take ownership of these problems, right? And figure out, why is this happening? Why is she coming against me right now? How can you come from her perspective? Understand where she's coming from. Take complete responsibility, take full ownership of the problems, and then maybe together you can come up with impactful solutions. And that's what it's all about. You don't try to win, right? If you try to win an argument, nobody wins an argument, right? Do you want to win? Or do you want to have a good marriage? Do you want to win, or do you want to have a successful relationship? You choose, gentlemen, but it's always your choice. All right? So realize in every interaction with your wife, it's either a cry for help or a loving response. Take full ownership of all the problems in your marriage. All right, guys. So I hope that this helps you today, guys. And I want you to be better leaders in your marriage. I want you today to make a commitment in your relationships to say, hey, I'm going to be the best version of me I can be in my house, in my relationship with my spouse. Because, gentlemen, your household looks up to the man and says, hey, where is our leader? Like every tribe, guys, like every gathering, we are all looking for leadership. Have you ever noticed that when you get in a group of men, right? When you get in a group of men, they're all looking for the beta, right? We're all looking for the beta. We're all looking for that model, for that example, for us to follow, because leadership, guys, is hard. Leadership requires effort. Leadership requires risk-taking. Leadership requires decision-making. Leadership requires vulnerability. Leadership requires all these things, and most men just don't want to do it. They don't have the tenacity to do it, so we look for other sources of leadership. And in your household, realize that in any environment, somebody's always looking for a leader, direction, guidance, right? We're all scared, gentlemen. We all don't know if we're making the right decision, but a leader does it with confidence and certainty, and he inspires people to take action. So that's what I want you to do in your household. All right, guys. So I want you to dominate today. I want you to live with purpose, live with passion. And of course, if you want to reprogram your mind for serious success, if you want to reprogram your subconscious habits and behaviors and thought patterns, then go to richardmugica.com/man up and apply there if you think you got what it takes. And I would appreciate, gentlemen, if you share this episode with other men. If you want to help and you want to be part of the impact that we're making here at Onward Men, then make sure to share, rate, and review. And I appreciate you guys. I think you're awesome. And let's continue to dominate. I'll see you tomorrow for Mission Thursday. Peace.